It is abundantly clear the days of LeBron being the best player on his team are over. Even more concerning for the Lakers, the days of LeBron having the best player on his team seem to be a thing of the past. Although Anthony Davis was in full-blown piggyback mode for the King in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, but it was a matter of too little, too late for the Lakers and their in-game adjustments to cool the explosion by Nikola Jokic. And Jokic is looking damn near historic in the postseason as we are now into his third series and he is averaging a 30-point triple-double. My God, look at these numbers. 31 points per game, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists on just an outright ridiculous 56, 51, and 80 shooting splits. Is that any good? 56% from the field and 51% from the three-point line for your center, who is also leading the playoffs in assists. Seriously, if you haven't been watching many Nuggets games over the last few years, like this guy, guilty, then you have been missing out on one uniquely special player in Nikola Jokic. And the Lakers found that out the hard way in Game 1. They matched their defensive stalwart Anthony Davis up against Jokic for much of the first three quarters, and Jokic was destroying him. The Nuggets, accordingly, had a 14-point lead at the end of the third quarter following this ridiculous three-point bomb by Jokic squarely in the face of AD. But credit Darvin Ham for making the adjustments in the fourth quarter. The adjustment being going to Rui Hachimura matched up with Jokic one-on-one and leaving Anthony Davis essentially committed to patrolling the paint, stopping penetration, and keeping an eye on Jokic for potential double teams if he entered into the paint. The Lakers came all the way back from a 20-point third quarter deficit and actually had a chance to tie this game with 45 seconds left when LeBrick decided to tee up this ill-advised garbage three-point attempt on Jamal Murray of all people, who was getting cooked defensively in the second half. The Hachimura tactic looked even more clever since he was contributing on the offensive end as well, going 8 for 11 for 17 points off the bench. Not surprisingly, Rui led the Lakers in plus-minus with a plus 10 for the game. No doubt, the Lakers will implement some version of this strategy into Game 2, but did they tip their hand a bit too much without managing to seal the deal and steal Game 1? Jokic will no doubt have an idea of how to better attack this defense with 48 hours to game plan it, and ultimately, much of this strategy assumes open shots for the Nuggets from outside. If they make them, that's a wrap, and they did make them for much of Game 1, shooting 15 of 32 from the three-point line. It might be too early to call this series over, but following Jokic's 34-point, 20-rebound, and 14-assist masterclass on 70% shooting in Game 1, it is not too soon to declare him not just the best player in this series, but the best player on the planet. So buckle up, LA. You got another heaping dose coming your way in Game 2.